there's a discussion going on, and it is an obvious discussion that needs to go on. But everybody, except for people who obviously know what's right, are trying to rob Jonathan Taylor from what he rightfully deserves, which is the MVP. There was a point in time where other people that did not play quarterback, that did not put their hand behind the center and say hike, could win the MVP. That time used to exist, guys. You could be a non-quarterback and win the MVP. So my flag on the take is Jonathan Taylor is the MVP. He's the MVP of the league. It's obvious at this point, right? What happened is with advanced analytics and stuff like that, and the nerds having more of a voice coming into football, is that they change things to the point where they only look at what the stat sheet is telling them, their spreadsheet is telling them, their algorithm is telling them, what the numbers are pointing back at them. And that's how we get to the point where only quarterbacks can win MVP. EPA, success rate, yada, 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 PFF, blah, 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 blah. What quarterback deserves the MVP this year over Jonathan Taylor? Who do you got, Rod?
What quarterback?
What quarterback?
I mean, Herbie.
I'm not even gonna say what player. Like, what quarterback? Who's the quarterback that deserves this over Jonathan Taylor this year?
Well, here's the irony, Herbie. The best quarterbacks that come to mind to me, the guys who have played this year, are guys who haven't been better than him. Like Drake Maye is having a really good season. Sam Darnold's having a great season. There's a even hell, Daniel Jones is having a damn good season, but we know that he's a beneficiary of Jonathan Taylor. So Herbie, even the quarterbacks who are having pretty damn good seasons, Matthew Stafford, the guys who have been really good this season, Herbie, they haven't been better than the best player in the league, which is Jonathan Taylor. They just haven't.
Like, bro. They're going to try to give him saying, hey, he can get Offensive Player of the Year. That's a token award, right? We've seen that happen to Saquon Barkley last year. Saquon Barkley had a historic season by all accounts. He wasn't an MVP. They won the Super Bowl. Who didn't, like, the best player on the best team last year, the team that won the Super Bowl, the driving force, the best player in the playoffs, the driving force of that team in the playoffs. He couldn't even win a Super Bowl. I mean, he couldn't win MVP. They gave it to Josh Allen. Josh Allen balled out. Josh Allen had a legitimate argument. This year, the current favorite right now is Drake Maye. Drake Maye wasn't even good today. He was okay. He had moments, but the longest play of his career was a 10-yard pass that went 60 yards. The wide receiver did all the work. Travion Henderson had 2 50-plus touchdowns today. They didn't win because of Drake Maye today. And now he's the favorite. Matthew Stafford is not even leading his division, and he's second in MVP odds right now. And then you have Patrick Mahomes, who just lost to the Bills. He's third. And then you have Jonathan Taylor, who's fourth in MVP odds. He's on pace to have a better season than Adrian Peterson did when Adrian Peterson won the MVP in 2012.
Crazy.
He already has 17 total touchdowns. He's on pace for 29. We haven't had a running back season like this since the early 2000s.
It's like some LT shit, bro.
This is LT Priest Holmes. Guess what? They won MVP. 2006, who was the league MVP? Oh, I know, LaDainian Tomlinson, because there was a time where you could win MVP if you were not a quarterback. That time existed.
Let me ask you, was Sean Alexander an MVP too? Didn't he win an MVP?
Yeah, he won MVP too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Shout out to the homie Tyler. None.
You know
JT is MVP.
You know what time it is, man.
JT was in another country and balled. He had 244 yards today, 3 touchdowns. This is his 5th game with multiple touchdowns. This is his 4th game.
Better.
No, total from scrimmage. I'm talking about rushing. He had 285 yards from scrimmage. He had 244 yards from rushing. He had 32 attempts. Don't talk to me about no goddamn Daniel Jones. Hey, get out of here, man.
Right.
Y'all know who is the person who's the driving force of what is considered the best offense that we've had in decades. This is one of the greatest offenses ever. They have scored at 30 points in almost every single game that they've played. Who's the driving force behind that? How can it be anybody else than Jonathan Taylor? Like, your argument is look at what the team is with the competent quarterback. So that means that Jonathan Taylor obviously is not the most valuable player on the team. What sense does that make? Maybe Anthony Richardson is just the worst quarterback to ever play in the NFL. How about that? Y'all ever consider that? Like,
You know
he
what?
had such a negative impact that he compressed the potential of the team.
It
Hey,
reminds me of the Titans when they had Derrick Henry. Like people remember Derrick Henry wasn't really as big a name until Tannehill got there, right?
right.
Tannehill left the Dolphins. He was a backup, considered a backup. He was a retread, and I think sometimes Herbie, people forget that football, like we are caught up in this matrix now, where we're caught up in this matrix now to where it's all about the quarterback. If your quarterback isn't great, you're not doing anything. But the reality of it is, Herbie, there's more than one way to win in football because you have 53-man rosters, you have 22 starters. And sometimes you don't need the quarterback to be the bus driver. You just need him to be an excellent co-pilot, right? And Ryan Tannehill for those Titans teams, while Derrick Henry was the driving force, he was the bus driver. Ryan Tannehill was riding shotgun. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you need that from a quarterback. And that's
And
Jonathan Taylor finally is getting something close to that.
and nobody would ever put Ryan Tannehill in MVP conversations like they're trying to
No,
do with Daniel Jones. Like,
I don't know.
we've gotten to the point where we have gotten so far away from just what's obviously right to the point where because he's not a running back and because Daniel Jones is a quarterback, Daniel Jones deserves to be in the conversation for being a complementary piece. Not saying Daniel Jones hasn't balled, not saying Daniel Jones hasn't had his moments, but we all know why Daniel Jones looks like a functional quarterback for the first time in his entire career. It's because of the situation, because so much attention is devoted to Jonathan Taylor. And Tyler, I do have to do Anthony Richardson like that. I'm sorry. If Daniel Jones can look like a all pro caliber player at minimum or a pro bowler in the same situation with the same team, with the same receivers, with the same coaching staff, dog, dog, dog.
This man said he got.
Hey, hey, man, that boy his third week. Hey, listen, man, he definitely got to be Illuminati, man. He on some Freemason ish, man. If y'all see that man walking with one of them hooded things and out here splashing water or something, dog, just know what he on. Know what he on. But no, man. I don't want to. We still got a bunch of show to do, but I'll leave it on this point. If Drake Maye is the favorite for the MVP, then it's obvious that the quarterbacks are not good enough this year to win MVP. Like, it's just obvious. It's just obvious. Drake Maye has been fantastic this year. He has not been better than Jonathan Taylor. None of these dudes have been better than Jonathan Taylor.
None.
Like, Matthew Stafford cannot be the MVP if he's not even going to win his own division. How? What sense does that even make?
The thing last year too, Herbie. Yeah, Saquon was incredible, but Lamar and Josh Allen were also having incredible seasons at quarterback.
Not only did they were incredible, that's the difference. Saquon was going against two people who had two of the greatest quarterback seasons of all time.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson couldn't win MVP even though he threw 45 touchdowns or 42 touchdowns.
41 touchdowns,
41 to 4 picks, and 3 of those picks were tipped. Lamar Jackson had arguably the greatest advanced statistical game season that we've had. He had a peak Aaron Rodgers season, and he couldn't win MVP. That makes sense.
Right.
Drake Maye and Matthew Stafford and Sam Darnold and Baker Mayfield, no.
Not over JT, bro.
Not over Jonathan Taylor, guys. We can't do this, man. If that man breaks 20 touchdowns this season, he already has 17. If he breaks 20 touchdowns,
he might get 30.
If he breaks 20 touchdowns and y'all find a way to give it to anybody else, I'm rioting. Like, we have to stop this. You guys give The quarterbacks already make the most money. They already have the most protection. They already have the most leverage. They already have the most bargaining power. They have everything, dog. Like, let other players have something too, man.
Especially
Like,
players who are clearly better than the crop of quarterbacks are going to pick to win the award. Come on.
Jesus Christ, man. All right.